As we are going to have in the bottom right-hand side of the map our blue Protoss player. This is MaxPax. And he's taking on the red Terran in the top left. It's Oliveira. As we settle this down and get this going, guys. So, StarCraft 2 resuming and figuring out if MaxPax can turn it on a little bit, man. I mean, it's just not been his day. Lost to Nightmare, lost to Cure. Honestly, didn't look great in either of those series. Now, the MaxPax I know can turn it around and absolutely bring these matches back. I feel like he needs to get a win here, though, because the games he's been losing are absolutely brutal, and it just does not seem like he can get anything going against the Korean players. Obviously, Oliveira not Korean, but he's definitely up there in terms of maybe the stronger competition in this group in general, right? So, yeah. So I get this off. Barracks coming through. It's going to be seeing our cyber court coming up as well. Let's settle in for the first few moments, get underway, see where we're going to go. Obviously, Probe just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance, nibbling around and seeing if it can create any trouble or cause any chaos in these early stages. Again, Reaper coming up, Nexus coming about. Illusion, how you doing? Thank you so much. Appreciate the 14-month resub. Welcome back. Thank you so much, as we are obviously just waiting for expansions to come through. Game developing. Who do you guys think takes this one? MaxPax, Oliveira. Would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the chat. Like I say, it's been kind of a rough day for both these guys. I wouldn't say it's really been a highlight day for either of them, but I think Oliveira has looked better, but I don't know. He kind of got beat up on against Cure as well. Like, he made one really good move at the end that won him a game, but against Nightmare, I mean, he was in an okay spot against Nightmare as well, but then he also made a rough mistake of just walking into Disruptors and then just getting absolutely obliterated in the fight after that as well. So, yeah, I don't know. It's tough for me to call because I feel like both of them are kind of not playing their best at the moment, which is kind of weird to say because we're so used to these guys, you know, just being super good and playing great StarCraft. Today has definitely been a little bit of an off day for him. So you got a little grab over on the side, so it's going to be able to nab that. Link coming through, Warp Gate coming up. That's just going to go shading forward again and just going to see if it can spot anything. Obviously, would love to just keep on scouting throughout this. Information is always critical. Even if you just see the units are missing, then you might know, hey, there's a medevac. No, the Adept dies! Oh my god, like I say, it's not the day of these guys at all. It's, you know, a little bit disastrous, right? Just mistakes being made. That's one of those errors that's just completely uncharacteristic and unforced as well. And like I say, these are the errors that keep happening, right? Like, those are the kind of things that are making me say, like, yo, this has kind of been a weird day of StarCraft 2 from the two of them. I feel like it should usually be MaxPax, but today, very unsure. Yeah. He just, I mean, I'm not crazy, right? He just doesn't feel like MaxPax today. Maybe, you know what, it's actually, hold that thought, let's watch this Widowmine drop develop as we have the Marines and the Widowmines coming through. Stalker's trying to deal with this as Oliveira dives deeper. 3 workers going down so far. Stalkers will continue to fight. We will get rid of that Widowmine before it burrows, by the way, so that will go down. Now we can get rid of the medevac as well. Oliveira lifted up there, and that's not going to save anything. What I was going to say is that I feel like today has really made me realize just how highly I regard MaxPax. Because, you know, I know MaxPax is very good, right? But immediately today when you saw it play, I was like, oh no, like, I just naturally expect MaxPax to be at a better level than this. I feel like today has really been like an eye-opener as to like, oh yeah, on any given day, this is what I regard MaxPax to usually be like. Because he's just not, like I say, at that today. Mistakes are being made, and like I say, this could be a very just messy series between these two with how their games have gone. Or one of them pulls it together, and if one of them pulls it together, the other guy probably gets stumped. Right now, MaxPax is across the map and dealing some damage with these Stalkers. Cloaking on the bench, on the tech lab, on the starport goes down, so that will be denied. It's nice to get a grab on that, as the Banshee over here, though, is going to be an issue, and that's something that MaxPax has had issues with all day today. Those Banshees have definitely not been his friends. Well, they're not meant to be. They're on the other side. They are on the opponent's team. But, yeah, they've been really painful for him. He's struggled with Banshees throughout. Especially Banshees that have come off of some weird openings as well, so it's definitely been some different reasons why those Banshees have been so good. Impact +1 attack continue to come through here. Just going to see our Marines in the barracks coming up as well. Prism and the Stalkers moving around. Going to reposition a little bit. Still got ourselves the probes and the forge coming up. Stalkers in the main base is going to jump through. A couple of SCVs going down, unfortunately. But I don't think MaxPax will get much further forward than that, so probably about the extent of what he gains from that little bit of a shove in. Little reactor coming, little chronoboost coming out on this Nexus, so we can get some more probes out as well. And the game will start to settle after both players have kind of had their fair share dealing the damage. Nice catch. Gets rid of that Banshee. That's exactly what you want to be doing, right? Getting rid of that Banshee right off the bat. Not letting it do any more. Obviously, it's not quite right off the bat. Yeah, nice to be able to do that one, as we just have Stemming Combat Shield coming in. And just still moving over. Command Center in the main base setting up as well. Again, +1 upgrade, +1 attack upgrade, Stemming Combat Shield coming by. All of that continues through for the moment, as we just have the couple of shots coming off here. Banshee continues to come through. Banshee firing up, a few more probes going down, damage still being done. Very nice that the Banshees are still flying through again. Some more workers here and there just continues to add to the issues for MaxPax at the moment, so going to continue to make that just a little bit more painful throughout, basically. You have charge and the +1 going by as well. Well, Prism in the main base going to try and go after some tanks which have Unsiege to minimize damage being taken. Being able to fight back a little bit. So we got that +1 continuing through now. Operator coming up. It's going to be seeing the Bio going to start fighting against a few more of those Stalkers. The damage still being dealt. Damage continue to come through. The extended thermal lens continues to sit there. Oh, nice Widowmine shot. Just going to grab a hit on that Prism. So that's going to be a big shot. Actually very nice. Stalker's getting pushed away. Bio and a couple of tanks coming over as well. So they're just going to get shoved back the other direction. Well, MaxPax obviously would love to get to his Colossus in a good way before he actually has to fight this. Bioforce is already coming over, though. Can he buy some time? He doesn't get into the position you typically want to defend on an Oceanborn. That ramp that Oliveira just walked up. Usually you can buy some time there, but MaxPax was not forward at all. MaxPax's army does not look good at all, but he does have another Colossus showing up. Reinforcements starting to come in, so maybe it's just a case of getting a few more units up and about to really help out with this. As the Bio starts to latch onto the other side, starts to put some damage in there. I mean, nice counterattack from MaxPax. He will have Zealot on a completely barren third base. Now getting the charge in. He needs to get rid of those siege tanks. I feel like he was in range of those for an eternity, and he did nothing about them. Well, one tank fell, and the others survived through. However, the Bio and the Colossus combined did very decently in the end, I guess. And 18 SCVs died to the Zealot counter. MaxPax now, though, is still losing now on his third base, so he will continue to lose that until he can, well, yeah, fight this, but he can't really fight this at all, so that's going to be the issue, and that one's going to be pretty much cleaned up. Prism sets up in the main again, another warping coming through, bunch of Zealots coming in immediately. Line shot, Zealots getting cleaned out. I mean, still MaxPax's army not really looking big enough, strong enough, or anything at the moment. As the sentry here is just going to pop out. So he's trying to still out on sentries, force fields, guardian shields, I guess, trying to be influential in this battle, is trying to make the most of his Colossus. The problem was, I really do feel like he had a moment where he could have right-clicked the siege tanks. And if he got rid of those siege tanks in that fight, none of this would have continued, because without the tanks, I don't think this ever keeps on going, you know? I don't think that ever keeps on going at all, so yeah. That's actually honestly just a mistake from MaxPax there during the fight in terms of what he targeted. I mean, maybe clicking those tanks really, could have been a mistake. If you click the tanks, you don't kill them, then you didn't get any damage on the bio, but I don't know. I feel like the tanks were consistently an issue throughout this. Feels like it would have been so good to have, just gotten rid of them, shoved them off to the side and be done. Ghost Academy coming up currently. Dark Shrine and the Nexus coming through as well. Dark Shrine still coming through. Nexus building up as we speak. Fire still coming across, chasing those stalkers down, pushing them back over the other sides. Dark Shrine coming up, obviously more harassment available for MaxPax as well. Could be a big factor, could be something to definitely keep our eyes on going into the next few moments, as we do see a bit of bio just playing clean up there. Another DT on the way. Colossus continues to reduce through. Missile turrets coming about. Marauders and the Ghost coming in as well. Continue to get that going. Tank firing, just going to see the Zealot so cleaned up for the moment, but definitely, again, things to watch out for. We'll see more of that harass from MaxPax across the map in the near future, I'd imagine. DT fighting here is going to get rid of a siege tank as well. They break it out as Oliveira tries to fight through. MaxPax has the super battery, obviously, in this fight. The benefit of him fighting at home. And part of the reason why maybe Oliveira shouldn't have chosen this fight, because those Colossus are going to stay alive the whole way throughout. MaxPax is running out of support, but the Colossus go kind of untouched, and without touching the Colossus, you got to worry a little bit that that army of Oliveira is going to have traded just a little bit too badly and is now perhaps in some serious trouble. One of mine barrows up on the side. 2-2 upgrades coming about as well, so we keep on bringing those up. A couple Vikings and a few Ghosts coming in also. Well, Stalkers is going to blink back. Bioforce still coming through. Stalkers really will be shoved and kept away there, so not allowed to be involved at all. As +3 attack comes in, the Shadow Strike coming up as well. Will those DTs have a big impact? I'm really feeling like these DTs are about to pop off when Shadow Strike kicks in. I think they're going to be huge. I've just got a feeling. For the moment, very much so anybody's games. Well, Shadow Strike coming up, just going to be seeing the +1 armor about to be done. Like I say, I feel like these DTs are going to be big, but we'll see if they can find ways in. Disruptor count continues to grow as well. Bio, etc. moving around. Focusing at the front, the Colossus and the Disruptors move around as well. The range is going to be picked away at here. Again, 2-2 is about to finish. Silver shots already coming in, and some of those Marauders taking damage right off the bat. So again, a little bit of damage being done there. The Bio coming around the bottom, coming through too. Uh-oh, Disruptor shot's going to go into play, and they are going to come straight forward for this right now. This position is scary because MaxPax does not really want to lose this base. This is his fourth, and they're not in a game where you can really afford to lose the fourth and bounce back from it unless you're going to get a huge counterattack on the go. Don't really feel like MaxPax is set up for a huge counterattack as of right now, so this does definitely seem on the scary side of life at the moment. 3-3 coming about, just going to be seeing the Bio going to go around the other direction. Oh my god, the Disruptors! The Disruptors are actually doing so much! Disruptors all over the place, hitting Marauders, hitting Ghosts. Max's supply is already kind of plummeted, but man, the Disruptors at the end there might keep him alive for at least a few more moments, keep him going for just a little moment or two longer. DTs, I believe, are heading to the upper side of the map, so in they go. They're going to get a base. Yeah, so that planetary force will go down. That's a good start, but obviously there's still work to be done, right? I mean, one base is nice because it undoes the base that you just lost, but then there's also going to be the fact that there's a base on the left side right now from Oliveira. He's building new bases. Good start with the DTs, but I feel like they need to do more. Maybe even some SCV damage, because MaxPax is also only on 48 workers. Remember, this is a fight. Winner goes to the playoffs. Loser eliminated, because Nightmare and Cure have already guaranteed playoff spots out of their group with their results today. That puts the pressure up on this one as well, obviously, because both these guys are kind of playoff caliber and expected to kind of be in the playoffs, right? So, yeah, big one. As you do see 3-3 coming up, the Liberator is still coming through. DTs actually getting caught here. You can't really afford to lose your DTs. Not in this kind of a game, right? MaxPax is already kind of poor. Any DT he misses out on now is a huge loss for him. It's not the sort of thing he can afford to rebuild. This does look as though Oliveira is getting closer and closer and closer to dragging this one into his favor and starting this series off with the 1-0 lead. Maybe the confidence booster he needs to reset in this group, especially after that showing against Nightmare where things all went wrong for him. Disruptor shots firing, going to try and keep Oliveira at bay. Good force field on the ramp as well is going to honestly make this a way better fight for MaxPax than it ever should have been. Way better fight than it ever should have been. And like I say, maybe keeps him in it for a few moments longer, but do not expect that to last forever. I do think MaxPax is going to get overwhelmed, especially as he moves forwards here. I think he's getting completely overrun sometime soon, because his army is just not good enough to be out on the map and moving about aggressively. Like, he's moving about like he's leading in supply. Sometimes faking pressure is good, but all it takes is the jump on these Disruptors, and this army is going to die. Already taking a bunch of shots on this one, so it begins. Disruptors being chased. If the Disruptors go down, then that's that. The DTs are honestly doing decently again. Maybe not quite the full pop-off I wanted from them or expected of them, but hey, they did pull their weight. GG it called, and that is going to be a Game 1 victory to Oliveira, who gets away with the start of this series in his favor. So, of the map, the red Protoss player, this from Sidestorm Gaming, is MaxPax. Taking on in the top left-hand side, the blue Terran player, we have ourselves Oliveira. Well, big game right here. Say playoff hopes on the line. Win this series, you're in the playoffs. Lose this series, you're out. And when either of these guys make playoffs, you could 100% expect them to make a bit of a run in it, right? These are not players you expect just to make playoffs and then drop out. Oh, yeah, either of these guys could win this tournament. Plain and simple. 100% a possibility as Probe comes in, nibbles at the SCV a little bit, some damage being done. It's going to be seeing that Reaper coming up, the Orbital's still coming through as well, getting that underway. Next is coming through, Cybercore coming about. Let's get this into play still. Again, getting up and running. Waiting to see what our build orders are going to be. MaxPax has lost a bit of cheekiness. He's actually got a probe across the map right now, though. I wonder if on this short, aggressive map, he might really bring the pressure. Something like a second gateway proxy, for example, could be a really good way for MaxPax to mix it up and put some aggro in. It's very MaxPax as well. Not the, the kind of thing which we've seen him do in the past, so let's see, because he is putting a pylon down over there. That definitely suggests some kind of aggression. Now it's just about figuring out what exactly that aggression will be. What exactly kind of proxy are we going to set up? This feels like, it could actually be a robo or something, too. Yeah, just a gateway. He had the gas for, like, a robo, but the, I do think the, second gate was maybe the more obvious choice from the start. That's why I led with that idea out of my head. Coming around, trying to find our Reaper for a second little greeting, but the Reaper's going to be nice and safe as the Adept Shade just can't quite catch onto it. Third gateway at home, so it's going to be 3 gateways of pressure coming in from MaxPax. Now, Oliveira High Ground Command Center is already a step in the right direction. As can this Reaper pick up any further critical information to tell you exactly what's going on and to really give you an idea of what you want to be doing, because you need to know if you want to be setting up very defensively or not, basically, in this. That's what you need to find out ASAP. Still shading, Cyclone and a few Marines coming around as well. Cyclone locking on, and Dep's still taking some damage. We do have the Twilight Council coming through. And Orbital Command, the Marines coming up. Just going to be seeing the Widow Mine shot going off as well. Stalker's going to continue to fight here for a few moments, and we're just going to continue to fight it back a little bit also. Stalker's still taking hits. Nice little lift up on the medevac, lifting up, dropping back down. Continuing to trade. What's going in? Cyclone is about to drop as well, so that's going to be dropping down immediately. Let's see, the siege tank is going to be a big part of this defense. Now, that is going to only cover a certain area, but obviously that is pretty restrictive of what you can then do as MaxPax. So, it's a big step in the right direction. The siege tank tries to reposition a bit further forward. MaxPax gets away without taking a hit. I actually think that's a pretty big deal, because if you take a hit there, the Stalkers get even more hurt. One maybe dies even. The numbers are really dropping. Now you actually have enough to come in, get rid of that tank instantly, although it costs you a lot of Stalkers still, so maybe never mind. I was thinking that was going to be a lot more convincing from MaxPax, but man, the damage added up quickly, didn't it? That damage went through the roof very early on. Hey, only perspective, thank you so much. 11-month resub on the Prime as we do get the grab on the Cyclone here. The Stalkers, again, low HP, but refusing to give up their position. They will stick around, and they will absolutely continue to make something out of this. They do not want to back away. I don't blame him, because obviously MaxPax, he's about to have Blink as well, so if he can stay aggressive when Blink finishes, even more possibility in terms of getting through and just dealing damage and just keeping things going in your favor. Just flying, gonna find another siege tank, man. Using the Adept Shade there to provide that high ground vision so we can pick off the tank. Every single tank we get rid of is so nice. I mean, it is just gonna open the doors to you keeping on attacking, right? The tanks are meant to be a major part of this defense. And right now they are not quite able to be because we're getting taken down. However, there's a Banshee across the map as well, so it is going to distract MaxPax and hopefully find some damage for Oliveira. 4 probes going down, and yeah, like I say, that's definitely going to make this a little bit more complicated continuing through here as the Protoss, who has been obviously the one hunting for damage, to now take some damage back. It undoes a little bit of the damage you've set up for in this game. Make this just a little tougher. Stalkers would love to try and grab that, but they just aren't quite able to. Charging +1, continue to come up. Extra gates going through, the battery is coming around. Plenty of Marines still coming up, Stim and Combat Shield both building in as well, so all of that on the go currently, bringing that through. As we do have the Banshee firing up a few more shots, hitting that mineral line for a little bit. So nice to see those Banshees able to stay active and do some damage. Game obviously settling here as MaxPax gets to the Robo Bay. Says, you know what, time for me to just kind of tech up a little bit and actually see even more of this game. With more tech on my side, more ability to cause more chaos as this game progresses. So that's that up and running. Charging +1, both continuing up for a moment. Against Impact, Combat Shield +1, all continuing through, so just bringing that up and about. Life Force going to be there, push those Stalkers back a little further as well. So that bio coming through, pushing that away. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers. Obviously, you have to respect that Bioforce. Upgrades are about to be done on it, so yeah, you don't really want to be messing around. This is no joke. This is very serious business here. As Zealots come into the mineral line, though. Great play with the Prism, putting that into use immediately there, actually. So, immediately effective with the Warp Prism play. The Force Field catches a couple of units. So many SCVs going down. We're kind of forcing the issue right now. It's going to be a big deal very soon as you just see the siege tanks firing. So it's wrapping around that siege tank as well. More damage being dealt. Siege tank continuing through there as well. Still just having units moving about. So many probes now being chased away. Is just going to be so much damage done. Well, 39 SCVs dead. MaxPax's army is obviously still competitive as well, so it's not like Oliveira is going to find a ton of damage that... Hey, it's not like Oliveira can keep going. It's not like he's going to push MaxPax back before MaxPax can start making a stand. So yeah, MaxPax loses bases, but he's still going to hold 2 bases himself. Obviously has probes to work off of those bases as well. And so pressure, I think, actually on Oliveira to keep going, to keep this push alive. Gonna start picking away at the corner here a little bit. It's going to be seeing our bio continuing to trade as best we can. I mean, more Zealots across the map. MaxPax is just going to make sure that this game is absolutely being wrapped up. There's going to be no reinforcements. There's going to be no economy left. He's making sure he just has to deal with this army. And he's still growing his army as well. Like I say, he still has 2 mining bases with 46 probes. So MaxPax is still getting money. And as long as he's still getting money, he knows eventually this army will be absolutely no match to him. So knowing that, I think MaxPax is going to be sitting very pretty and very happy here in the next few moments. And as we do have the Zealots still in the main base, active, swiping, dicing, firing a couple siege tanks over here, moving around as well. I mean, they drop up into the main base to make it a little bit awkward and obviously maybe press the issue a little further. MaxPax has 76 to 39 army supply. This commitment should be one-sided, as Oliveira will try and make the most of it, running away, kiting backwards, but I think we can all see that this one is going to be done, dusted, and MaxPax is going to tie us up because we are going to go Game 3. Games have been great today, and this one is going to be absolutely no different. Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go to one final map on the map of this group. Winner advances to playoffs. Loser of this map is out. All on the line here between these two as we go into one final game today. In the top right-hand side, the Red Protoss player bringing it back after some aggressive startings on Ghost River. It is MaxPax, unable to survive through the base trade effect or time. It is Oliveira in the bottom left, and here we are, away into our final game. What comes down to this then? Beautiful stuff. And hope you have all enjoyed today. We will be back tomorrow for Group D, featuring some great players as well. And then playoffs on Saturday, playoffs on Sunday. After those playoffs Saturday and Sunday, we'll be back on Monday with WardiTV Mondays. I don't have actually many more plans for next week, but I'm sure we'll throw a couple things together. Actually have a sponsorship, which will help us to fund a tournament maybe. So maybe we put together a small tournament with some sponsorship cash. That might be a good way to go about it. That might be a good way to set things up. There's a racks and a couple of gases continuing to come through. Obviously, there is a proxy up on the map, so Oliveira going to go to the top left-hand side. It's been an aggressive day. We've seen a lot of proxies. We've seen players all over the place with units and structures, so maybe this is going to be a... part of the idea here is MaxPax is going to see no barracks. Of course, that's not an immediate notifier of what's going on, because you don't necessarily know if the barracks is just hidden nearby or if it's actually truly proxied out on the map. But it does alarm you of some things, and yeah, this is going to be a Reaper, and the SCV staying nearby. Okay, factory is at home though. Proxy starport, perhaps? Proxy starport into some Hellions and hope that that maybe does some work. Could be the route we take here, is a possibility, I think, at the very least. Maybe just going to fire a few shots through. A bit of damage being done. Just going to have ourselves the Nexus coming about, the Warp Gate coming through as well. I'm going to go Marauders. Oh, that's fun. So we are going to proxy the Stargate, but we're going to go Marauders as well. So it's going to be a super committed attack with Marauder Hellion. Wow, what a different way to play it. In Game 3, all on the line as well, my goodness. All right, then. All right, Oliveira. Mixing it up in a big way, as we do have MaxPax, who is coming with the probe to scout. We'll be there in a moment to potentially see what's up, and that's a huge scout as well. If he sees everything, but he doesn't just yet, he's gone the wrong way again. He is yet to figure this out. MaxPax clueless at the moment. Did he come? He just missed it completely, man. He did not see it at all, so that's a big deal. Starport in the barracks are going to be gotten away with here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But I'll try and take some interest. Portrait coming up on the Stargate, so we get that going as well. The Medivac still has a couple of Widow Mines inside. We're going to see the Super Battery at the front, just going to be taking some shots. The Super Battery is indeed going to go down, actually, so that will fall. The probes start to pull in, so this is MaxPax trying to then get the defense on the go after not really knowing what was going to happen. Does have Phoenix, is building. I mean, the Void Ray is huge. It's going to be consistent damage output here that can never really be shot at, so that's huge against the Marauders. Also, Prismatic Alignment will do bonus damage to them, so that will speed up the cleanup, and that's big, because the faster you clean this up, the less time you're going to spend in trouble, basically, taking damage from these units. Probes have been dropping so far, but remember, Oliveira's on one base only, so this is super committed from Oliveira. And so killing 20 probes seems amazing until you realize it's 22 workers each, and MaxPax is still up a base. I guess a lot of this now depends on the follow-up from Oliveira, which is probably going to try and come in and end the game with Viking Cyclone. Okay, he's actually going to expand. I mean, it's crazy, because at the end of the day, if you do an attack like this and you kill 22 probes, I want to feel good for you. But if you kill 22 probes and you're telling me that's not enough, I'm not sure if this was ever really a good build. Why are we doing a build where you can kill 22 workers and you're still, what, behind in the game? I think that's genuinely where we're at right now, right? Like, that's crazy to me. That's absolutely bonkers in my mind, but I mean, I think that's the way that this is going to turn out, to be honest. I think that's where we are headed to, as Oliveira going to be moving a couple of units around for a couple of moments. I mean, Voidra is just activating Prismatic Alignment is just absolutely huge as well. They're going to kill pretty much everything here. Cyclone's going to die. I mean, the Phoenix has a lift as well, so this next Cyclone should also just die. Marauders don't fight back. That's it. That's game. No? If it's not game right now, it's going to be pretty close to it. We're going to do some serious damage here. This Viking's going to be in a ton of trouble as well. That's not going to save the day. SCV repair is not enough. SCVs now obviously begin to die to this Voidra. A new Cyclone pops. You might be able to start clearing this out, but like I said, I think a lot of SCVs will just keep on going down consistently, and that's a lot of damage done. The Phoenix, yep, can just lift up the Cyclone too. They had energy back, so perfect. You lift up that Cyclone again, and once more, you're just in trouble. The Marauders go back to the other side of the map, but you have got a Voidra in your base that you cannot actually kill. I think Oliveira has been checkmated. I think he's been checkmated in this game 3, and that is going to knock him out of this group and of this tournament. Marauders on move command, as GG is called. MaxPax will advance to the playoffs after a messy day from MaxPax's standards. This was not MaxPax's best StarCraft 2. This was 100% the kind of day where he does not make it out of groups because he did not play the prettiest StarCraft 2. But he got there in the end. He would